Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Kathy at Attic Treasures, etc. And as you might know from my previous videos, I've been working on reorganizing my craft room for the last 3 weeks. And one of the things that I wanted to do is to organize all of my scrapbook paper and my scrapbook paper scraps. So after separating all of my scrapbook paper by patterns and solids, and if you want to see how I did that, I'll link the video in the playlist at the end of this. But what I also wanted to do was to organize my scrapbook paper scraps. And at first I just grabbed a sheet protector and put all my scraps, you know, in that general color family into a sheet protector, and then put it into the big file holder that I have my scrapbook paper in, thinking I could just grab from it. But then I thought, well, that's no good, because then, you know, I have to get up, stop what I'm doing, interrupt my process, or, you know, my flow, and walk over to the back and search through everything trying to find the right color, the right scraps. So then I thought, well, I'll put it into a three-ring binder. And so I did that, and I thought, well, that's a pretty good solution. But every time I turned the page, all the scraps in each one of the page protectors just started to flop around. And I didn't really like that. So I thought, well, I should probably make something with pockets so that it kind of holds the scraps a little bit more securely. And what I came up with is this. So it has 8 pockets. I'll set that aside for now. So it has 8 pockets. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 6, 7, and 8. And all it took was a couple of sheet protectors and some washi tape and some cardstock and double back tape. So that's basically all I did. And now when I use my scraps, or I get my scraps here, I can put them into pockets where they fit a little bit better and they don't just flop around. Now, that one's kind of tall, so maybe it'll go in here. Nope, that one, I don't want it to get lost in the pocket. So let's see, those can go in there. The smaller ones can go down in here. And it actually, these hold quite a bit, because I have some that are already full that have a lot more scraps in them than this. I can put some there. Some more of the little ones here in this little pocket. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Am I in frame? Yeah, okay. I can put this one in here, and then I can turn it over and take these long ones. That's too wide, but this is a nice deep pocket. And with this being clear, being made out of sheet protectors, because you could make it out of scrapbook paper or something like that too, if you wanted to. But this way I can see everything that's in here, so that it's not, you know, hidden behind other pieces of paper. And since they're all in the same color family, it's easy for me to find what I'm looking for. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to look through some of the things, because, you know, some of the scraps are going to be behind others. But I can basically sort of see at a glance what's in here. And now, when I turn the page, they stay a little bit more secure. So I asked in my last video if anybody would like to see a tutorial of how I made these, and I did get some positive responses, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make one of these 8-pocket scrap organizers for your scrapbook paper, but I'm also using it for other types of paper as well. So the materials that you're going to need are 2 letter-sized top opening sheet protectors. Now I have a heavy one and I have kind of a lighter one. And now I will tell you that I had a lot of these scrapbook or sheet protectors in our, in our office, and we don't use them anymore. For some reason, we just had a whole bunch of them. We probably picked up a, you know, a box of them at Costco or, well, actually Office Depot. But we had a lot of these, and I also see these at thrift stores a lot. So I thought, well, we're not using them for what we bought them for, whatever that was, because I can't remember now. They've been in there for years. Why not put them to use in something that I can use in my crafting? So you need 2 of these, and it does help to have a heavier one if you can, because this is going to form the main part of the organizer. And then the lighter one is going to attach. I'm just showing you this so you get kind of an idea of how this is going to be constructed. So this is going to be on top of here, like that, on top of the thinner one. And then it's going to be folded up like so, and then separated into pockets. And there's kind of a process to do that, but just so you get kind of the basic idea of the construction. Okay, so that, then you're also going to need a Sharpie and an X-Acto knife, some scissors. It's going to be really helpful to have a small cutting mat if you've got something like that, or you know, anything that you can cut on that's going to fit inside here. You're also going to need some, approximately 1/2 inch double back tape, and you want the kind with the backing on it, not the kind that comes like on a, I'll show you. You don't want this kind because it doesn't have a backing on it. It's just sticky on both sides as you take it off of the roll. So this kind I got at Hobby Lobby, and I've seen it at other places too, but mostly at Hobby Lobby, and it does come in different widths. But I find this width is about a 1/2 inch or so. It seems to be, it's the most versatile and the most useful. And then you also, either you need some like art glitter glue or some of this narrower double back tape, and I just got this at the Dollar Tree, and this works really well. You also need some washi tape or some masking tape or painter's tape or something like that. I have quite a bit of washi tape now, so I'm just going to use some of it because I like the way it looks, but it's not necessary. You will end up using about 45 inches of this, and you want your whatever washi tape you're using or masking tape or whatever, you don't want it to be more than twice as wide as your wider double back tape. And the reason for that is because when you put it on, you're going to be folding it over. And I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but you can see here where, you can't see, I'll pull it up here, where when I folded it over, some of it's showing from behind. I don't know if you can see that or not, but anyway, I like it not to show. So that's what you need. And then it's also helpful to have a couple of paper clips handy. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to mark a number 1 on the tabbed edge of the heavier sheet protector, and that's going to be sheet protector number 1. So before we get started, why don't I put these out here like so. These are the instructions, and then you can take a screenshot of them. And I'll put it up at the end too. Let me see, I want to put this where you can see it. Okay, so if you want to take a screenshot of that, feel free. And then you can print it out and follow along with me if you want to. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to take the heavier sheet protector, and I'm just going to mark a number 1 on the edge. This is just so for you for the first time doing it. That's supposed to be a number sign, but it didn't come out very well. Just so you don't get the 2 pieces mixed up, so you know which piece I'm talking about, because I'm going to kind of go back and forth between number 1 and number 2. Okay, so that's the first step. The next step, we want to cut this piece off of the second sheet protector, number 2. This is going to be number 2. And if you can see right here, it looks like it's where it was kind of put together, sort of perforated. Can you see that? We want to cut on this side of that, because we don't want to open up this sheet protector. We just want to get this piece off. And the reason for that, again, is so that when we put the two pieces together at the end, you won't have to worry about matching up the holes, because they won't match up. And if you want to put it in a 3-ring binder, then you need to get rid of this piece. Okay, so I left this part here, and I can just throw that away. Okay, now we want to draw the lines on sheet protector number 1 in order to define the pocket areas. So the first one is a horizontal line. Here's the top. This is the part that opens. So we want to put a horizontal line 4 inches from the bottom. So I'm just going to line it up as straight as I can, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to just take my Sharpie and excuse me, just draw a line. Hopefully I can get this straight without getting my head in the way. And then the other line we're going to put on here is going to be 3.5 inches from this edge, and it's going to be a vertical line. Okay, and about 2 inches from the top. So 2-inch mark is right there. I'm going to draw a line from that 2-inch mark to the top corner. And then from that same spot to the top corner on the other edge. Okay, now on sheet protector 2, we're going to also draw some lines. So we're going to do a line 2.5 inches from the bottom edge. This is the top, the part that opens. So line it up and put a line across the bottom 2 inches from the bottom. The first time I tried to make one of these, I had sort of a vague idea of what I wanted, and I started cutting it all apart, and it was just a disaster. I tried sewing on it. That was terrible. Okay, and then 3 inches from the non-cut edge. Okay, this is the cut edge, the part where we cut the tabs off and the holes off. So we want 2.5 inches, or 3.5 inches rather, from this side, just like we did on the other sheet protector. Okay, all right, so I can see that. So that's what I need to do there. Okay, so I'm done with my Sharpie. Okay, now we're going to take number 1 again, and we're going to make some cuts on here. The first thing I want to do is cut through both thicknesses along these diagonal lines. Okay, and then we just throw that part away. And so now this is going to be how you kind of get in and out of the pockets. Now the next cuts I'm going to make are along these lines, but I have to have this in here inside. I'm inserting it inside because I don't want to cut through both thicknesses. I only want to cut through the top piece. Okay, so we need to cut this horizontal line. And then we need to turn this way and cut this vertical line. Just from here to the point of that V area. So now what we have is these flaps that open like that. And these will end up forming the pockets, but it makes it easier to work in there, which we're going to have to do. Okay, now we're going to use the wide cutting tape, and it's important that you do these steps in order. Otherwise it gets to be kind of tough maneuvering all the tape. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a way. Here's one that's almost all the way done. We're going to create a way for this washi tape to curl over, to fold over the edge of the openings to kind of reinforce those edges. So by putting the washi tape on, this is why you need one with a backing. We're going to put the washi tape on the outside of these diagonal flaps. This is the first part that we're going to do. And I just kind of fold it back a little bit and then give it a snip, and then give it a snip in the middle too. That's why you want to have those flaps be able to open up. And then we're going to go on the other side as well. And we want the edge of the washi tape, it's easier for me if I go this way. You want the edge of the washi tape to be, you know, pretty flush with the edge of the sheet protector, with the edge of that, you know, that cut edge. Give it a snip. And then we're going to do the same thing to the back. So this being the front where these open, and then turning it over, and I'm going to be putting washi tape on the back as well. Not washi, double back tape. If I've been saying washi tape, I mean double back tape. Okay, so I went a little too far, but if I just fold this back and kind of hold it down, then I can go this way. This stuff is pretty strong, so that's why I'm using it. I use the Dollar Tree tape on the other ones, and I'm switching to this one for this part. You don't want to remove the backing on the tape. I'm just peeling this back so I can cut it along this line so they meet in the middle. You want to leave the backing on. And then the other place that we want to put it is on this edge here on the front. All right, now to reinforce these edges, so I'm going to go ahead and take off the backing and attach the washi tape. And I'm just doing one section at a time. When you attach the washi tape, what you're going to do, you want some of it to hang over on this edge. So that's why you want your double back tape not to be as wide as your washi tape. Okay, so I'm just going to go right along the bottom edge of where I put the double back tape and then cut it. And then trim it here as well. All right, and then we want to also put washi tape on this edge. Basically, everywhere where we just put the double back tape, now we're attaching the washi tape or masking tape or whatever it is that you're using. Okay. And again, if this is not something that you think is a good use for your washi tape, then by all means use masking tape or painter's tape or something like that. But basically, all we're doing is reinforcing the openings because you're going to be taking things in and out of there a lot. Now to be able to make this stick to this side, you can either use double back tape like this, the narrower one, or you can simply apply some art glitter glue to this edge right here and then fold it over. I'm using my the Dollar Tree tape for this because it's narrower and it worked really well for me on the last one that I made. So I'm just attaching it just to the washi tape. And I want to make sure I just stay right on this edge. If the double back tape goes over onto the sheet protector a little bit, that's fine. But you don't want it to stick out beyond the edge of the washi tape because then your paper will stick to it. And you don't really want that. I'm going to cut this at a little bit of an angle. Make it easier to fold. And now I'm going to remove the backing from this piece, or not. Okay, here we go. Okay, so just pull it off, and then roll it over, and I kind of use my thumbs to find the edge of the sheet protector, the plastic, and then just roll it over. Okay, so now none from this side shows through to this side. And it's got a nice edge that's not going to get ripped or torn. So I'm going to go ahead and do this side, these two sides, and here, the same as I did this. But when I get to this side, it's a little trickier because I have to get kind of underneath there. Okay, so we have the top done front and back. And now for this piece, this is a little bit trickier, and it's because these flaps have a tendency to want to get in the way. So what I'm going to do is fold it this way and paper clip it on the sides to keep that section out of the way. Trim it at an angle on the ends, and I'm also trimming it even with this little kind of like perforated area. Okay. Now, this is the part that's the fiddliest of all of it, honestly. You just want to get that folded to the inside, following the edge of the plastic as much as possible. Ta-da! Okay, now we're going to put some double back tape on the inside of these flaps along this edge and this edge, but we're not going to remove the backing. We're just going to put the tape on to get it ready. And actually you want to do the bottom part first. That's why it's really important to have the double back tape with the backing. You don't want to get that other stuff because otherwise it would be almost impossible to make this project. All right, now we're going to put the double back tape from the edge of this, if you can see. Yeah, we're going to go from here to the top without overlapping the tape. Okay, now what we have is this. We have these, we have our pocket openings reinforced, top end for this pocket. And then we have these little doors with the double back tape on them. So we're done with this piece for now. Now we need to work on number 2, sheet protector number 2. Okay, so the first thing we want to do with this is we also want to reinforce the pocket openings, which are going to be this edge here and this edge here. We're going to do it the same way we did on the first piece. But we are going to, since this is going to attach like so, and it's going to come up this way. Okay, so this is going to be the front. This is the edge that had the holes on it that we cut off, and then this is the this, I don't know what you call it, the solid folded edge, I guess. So this is going to be the front, and that's going to be the front. So what we need to do is have the cut edge on our right, okay, where we cut the edge off, and we're going to be putting the double back tape on across here first. No, not here. I'm sorry. We're going to be putting it across the bottom and the top. Okay, so we are going to completely enclose that top opening. And that's why I like using the kind of a flimsier one, a flimsier sheet protector. This is a heavier one, because when you double it over or fold it over, it's a little bit easier to fold, and it's a double thickness. Okay, so we're gonna attach the washi tape, or whatever tape you're using. Okay, I ran out of double back tape, so I had to grab some more. I've got a full roll to work with. And I'm going to have to use that to finish off this project too, because I also at the same time ran out of red tape. That's okay. Okay, so we're closing up this whole top so that when it is, well, basically it just doubles it and it reinforces that edge as a pocket. Okay, now we need to apply double back tape to the back side. So if this is the front, I'll demonstrate again. So it's going to go on here like so, this being the front and this being the back. And so to attach it, we have to put some tape here and tape here. but and on the sides as well. But we need to do this, we need to lay the tape down along this line first, this horizontal line. And since I ran out of the wide tape, which is, that's all that, well, let's see, do I have enough? Nope, I don't. And I want it to go all the way. Okay, so anyway, we're going to use this, and that's fine, it'll work. But what I'm going to do is, okay, so now I've got the cut edge to my left, and I've got it upside down so that this is the back side of it. And I'm going to lay this tape right just above this horizontal line. And you'll see why this piece has to be laid down first in a minute. Now, we want to put some tape here, here, and here, and then along these lines too. So I want to go just butt it up against that piece and along the edge. And now I'm laying the tape just to this side of this line. It doesn't really matter, it's just that wherever you put the tape, it's going to reduce the size of the pocket a little bit. And I want this to be the bigger one, this to be the more narrow one. So I'm going to put it, you can put it right down the center too if you want. But I'm putting it to the side. Okay, so now we're going to start putting the whole thing together. So we take sheet protector number 1, and we take the 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, and we're going to insert it into this sheet protector all the way to the bottom. Make sure it is all the way to the bottom. Okay, and then we're going to remove the double back tape from the bottom of the left-hand side first. And now you just want to kind of smooth it down like that, okay? And then remove this backing. And then smooth it that way. Okay, and then repeat this side. Okay, so that closes up these two pockets and then makes a pocket here. You might have to release it a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we've got these two, this one, and this one. But now we want to attach the other part of it. So what I need to do now is to lay this with my double back tape facing up like this. The horizontal line with this short section is down at the bottom, and I'm going to remove this part of the double back tape, just that one. And now I'm going to take this and lay it right along the bottom edge of this, right along the bottom edge of the tape, the best I can. And I'm also, I should do this before I tell you this first, I'm lining up this edge with this edge the best I can. So I'm kind of holding it in place with my hands underneath while I sort of position this just to that line. Okay, just do a little check on the back side and it's nice and even. And then I'm going to work from left to right. Well, it doesn't really matter. You're just taking these pieces off, the backing. Hope you can still see. And you're just going to carefully fold it up from the bottom and smooth that tape down. So now we have these pockets in place. And then on the back side, we're going to do the same thing. Remove the backing. And carefully just kind of roll it up from the bottom. There we go. Okay, so we have this pocket, this pocket, this pocket, this pocket, and then these pockets. So what I like to do now, and this is totally optional, but I like to do it because it kind of helps me define the pockets. I can kind of, I don't know, see them a little bit better. And plus I just like the way that it looks. So I'm going to take some double back tape and put some right here. And since I'm using the thinner, the narrower tape, I'm going to just do it on that side of the line. And I am overlapping on the top a little bit, but that's okay. Then on this side of the line. And basically what I'm going to do is just put some double back tape there, and then that will define the pocket. I mean, not double back tape, washi tape. Lots of tape. And I am going to cut a little V. Okay, there we go. Where to place your washi. And then if you want to, you can do the same thing and wrap it around from the back to the front. Okay, so now we have 8 pockets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. And you know, you don't have to make your pockets the same width as what I did. It's totally up to you. However wide you want to make them. You can also, you know, maybe make more than one pocket here. It's totally up to you. This is what I've come up with and what's been working for me. So I hope you'll give it a try. I'm going to put the instructions up one more time in case you didn't get a screenshot of them. Okay, so you can take a screenshot of that. And I hope you enjoyed this and got some value out of it. This is what it looks like if you don't, you know, obviously if you don't put any tape there. This one doesn't have any on there yet. And the thing is too is that you don't absolutely have to reinforce these edges here, but I think it will last longer. if you do, and also it makes them a lot more visible. So you can choose to reinforce them or not. If you don't, obviously it will take less tape. And again, you can use the painter's tape or just plain old masking tape. Maybe you want to stamp on it or something like that. But it's just holding scraps after all. You don't have to get too fancy. But, you know, we're crafters. We can't do anything just plain, right? So anyway, if you enjoyed this, if you think you'll give it a try, please give me a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm so glad for and thankful for all of you that have subscribed already, and thank you so much for watching. I guess I'll catch you in my next video. So let the serendipity find you. Happy crafting, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day. Bye-bye.